that Nicki Tanya Mirage would never, has never, and will never speak ill of anyone's child. I am not a clown. That's clown shit.
Nicki must have really forgotten who she's dealing with because Beyoncé doesn't move unless she means it. After months of staying silent while Nicki went off unprovoked, dragging both her and Jay-Z, Queen Bey finally decided enough is enough. And now she's allegedly pulling some serious strings behind the scenes to shut Nicki down for good.
Papa. Go get him.
Insiders are already whispering that Nicki's next album, the one she bragged about dropping next year, might end up being the biggest flop of her entire career. But here's where it gets even messier. Nicki didn't just come for Beyoncé, she crossed the line by speaking on Bey's kids. Like, who even does that? People are saying she's been acting totally out of control lately, like she's on something she shouldn't be. She's been jumping online, picking fights, running her mouth, and embarrassing herself in front of the whole world.
Seeing you post disrespecting me, idiot Wilson. All of y'all, for some reason, when y'all are around certain people, y'all feel that y'all have this power. Why? When y'all have an affiliation to Jay-Z in some sort of way, y'all be thinking that y'all can disrespect and violate.
One minute she's calling Cardi's kids ugly monkeys, and the next she's dragging Beyoncé's children. The same woman who said she'd never come for anyone's kids. What kind of double standard is that? And the worst part? She's out here talking about Blue Ivy and the twins, claiming they're autistic, while people online are firing back saying her own son has his own struggles.
Second,
Tell me again.
the police officer told me we have to offload all the luggage
Okay.
and to search everything
Okay.
of your luggage. I'm so sorry to say that.
But isn't that what you planned on doing from the get-go? Why didn't you guys search it before it went on the plane?
They did just a random quick check, but now they want to open
Why?
it. And first of all, because you filmed him, and he was like,
Because I filmed him.
yeah, he was like, he doesn't believe you that you don't have more with you than you say.
No, he asked me, do I have any more in those purses? And I said no. And I asked him, where are my bags? They took my bags and put it on the plane before I could know what bags are on the plane.
I see.
Yeah. So.
I'm so sorry for that.
Okay, of course.
Folks are saying, how are you going to talk about somebody else's child when your own baby allegedly bangs spoons on tables all day? It's wild out here. Nicki's obsession with Beyoncé and Jay-Z didn't just start yesterday either. She's been bitter for years, blaming them for every failure she's faced in her career. She's convinced that the Carters are the reason her crown started slipping. Last year, when she was beefing with Megan Thee Stallion, she even took cheap shots at Jay like he personally blocked her bag. And that's just scratching the surface. In the next piece, we're getting into how Desiree allegedly cleaned house, firing people left and right. A lot of people say they were completely blindsided by Nicki. Friends, fans, even folks who used to ride for her. The word on the street is she's spiraling so hard, she'd rather go broke trying to replace the people she's jealous of than fix her own mess.
That allegedly Jay-Z and Roc Nation is behind this. Jay-Z and Roc Nation has been after Nicki for a while, especially after she released that song Bigfoot, Goodfoot. But even long before then, there had been beef, which I did not realize. So from what I'm being told, Jay-Z was trying to get her arrested, but of course legally. That's why they waited till she was overseas to do this to her. Roc Nation wanted to make sure that when she got arrested or apprehended for whatever, because you know in the industry they can get you set up with all kinds of charges. All right. It said that they wanted to make sure her husband was not with her because her husband is her protection, which we know that. Roc Nation is looking to bankrupt Nicki. And this is why there has been several stories planted about her being broke, going broke, or needing to constantly tour because she's close to being broke. This was absolute setup and sabotage. And if I was Nicki, I would fire my whole team. Fire the whole security team. There is a mole. Get rid of them all. There is a mole. Because now that I think about it, Roc Nation got Meg. The only competition that Nicki has is Meg. Let's keep it real. It ain't Lotto. It ain't Mocha Latte. What's the other rappers out here? There's nobody. It ain't Cardi. I know y'all wanted it to be Cardi. It ain't Cardi. She was absolutely set up. Also, Tory Lanez was supposed to sign to Roc Nation first, and the second option was Meg. See? But y'all remember when Tory Lanez's daddy said, "This is Roc Nation," we all thought he...
One person even said, "Fix it, Jesus," because at this point, Nicki's been burning every bridge in sight. She even managed to pick a fight with respected hip-hop journalist Elliot Wilson after he called her out for her bizarre behavior during a live stream with Kai Cenat. Elliot was just doing what journalists do, pointing out how desperate her promo looked, but Nicki snapped and accused him of being paid off by Jay-Z to trash her name. She fired off a wild post saying, "Elliot, if you'd stop spitting Jay-Z's D for 1 second, you might actually be happy for the newcomers." Like, seriously? Nicki tried to flip the script, saying the industry always paints her as the one who doesn't support new artists, but that she's done songs with all the new girls. Then she turned around and accused Elliot, and Jay-Z again, of trying to destroy her image just because she won't play nice. The contradiction is crazy. But things got even darker when Nicki started claiming Jay-Z actually had her arrested to sabotage her tour. Remember when she got caught up overseas during the European leg of her Pink Friday 2 tour? She was stopped in Amsterdam after someone tipped off authorities, saying she was smuggling substances from the US. She went live saying, "They've been trying to stop me from every show. They took my bags before I could see them, put them on the plane, and now they're saying they're waiting on customs." This is what it looks like when people are paid big money to sabotage a tour. Nicki claimed people were being paid big money just to wreck her tour because, in her words, too many folks were mad it's this successful and they can't eat off me. She went off, saying the same people who once worked for her got caught stealing money from her private jet expenses, got fired, and then turned around to sabotage her. According to her, that's exactly how stuff got planted in her luggage. Pure revenge from bitter ex-employees. But then it got even wilder when popular blogger Storm Monroe jumped in. Storm, who's known for getting insider info straight from Hollywood sources, dropped a major bomb, claiming he heard from reliable connects that Jay-Z himself was allegedly behind the whole setup. He said there's a paid mole inside Nicki's team, someone feeding Roc Nation every single detail about her movements and plans. Allegedly, that's how the Dutch police even knew there was in Nicki's luggage before she landed in Amsterdam. Storm insisted it was all a trap, saying the goal was to brand her as a cokehead and drag her name through the mud while her tour was thriving. After that, Nicki didn't hold back. She came straight for Jay-Z again. This time, she accused him of straight-up scamming her out of a jaw-dropping $200 million. According to her, it all traces back to 2015 when Jay convinced her, Rihanna, Alicia Keys, and a bunch of other stars to jump on board with Tidal, promising them ownership and equity. But then, she claims, Jay turned around and sold Tidal behind their backs for $300 million, pocketing the big bucks while everyone else got played. So, according to Nicki, her 3% stake in Tidal was supposed to earn her around $8.9 million when Jay-Z sold the company. But guess what? She claims she didn't see a single dollar of it. Nicki said her legal team reached out, demanding the full amount, but Jay allegedly tried to lowball her, offering just $1 million out of nearly $9 million. That's not even pocket change compared to what she was owed. And get this, he allegedly wanted her to sign an NDA before getting that little bit of money. Nicki said no way and refused to stay silent, saying she wasn't about to be muzzled after being played. Neither Beyoncé nor Jay-Z ever responded publicly, of course. They stayed classy and quiet like they always do. But Beyoncé's mama, Miss Tina Knowles, and her sister Solange, oh, they definitely had something to say, and they didn't even have to name names. Miss Tina went full shady grandma mode when she posted a picture of her and Beyoncé with a caption that said, "Good morning. It feels good to wake up knowing my faves didn't lose their minds like some people. Y'all have a great day. Remember to ignore the ignorance." Phew. That message hit like a direct punch, and fans instantly knew she was talking about Nicki. But the internet doesn't play fair, and the Barbs weren't having it. They flooded her comments, dragging Miss Tina so hard that she ended up editing the caption later, trying to soften it up. She changed it to say something like, "Wow, I reposted this because it was talking about our relationship." Miss Tina tried to clean things up fast, saying, "It had nothing to do with anyone other than me and Beyoncé. Please stop being messy and dragging me into something I don't have anything to do with. You guys should be ashamed." But by that point, the fire was already blazing. And then, out of nowhere, Solange jumped in. and her response had people shook. Solange posted a series of eerie, artsy photos on Instagram showing strange idols, candles, and cryptic symbols, and fans instantly started speculating that it was a warning to Nicki to fall back before things got spiritual. The internet went wild, saying Solange was hinting she might manifest some energy against Nicki if she didn't chill. The whole situation started looking less like celebrity shade and more like a full-on witchy standoff. But Nicki didn't slow down. She doubled down. Just when people thought she'd reached her limit, she decided to come for Jay-Z again, this time over his alleged secret son. She reposted a story 50 Cent had shared about Rymer Satterthwaite, the man who's claimed for years that Jay-Z fathered him when his mother was just 16, and that Jay's been dodging responsibility ever since. Nicki reshared the post with her own spicy caption that read, "Jay-Z is trending because the judge has granted Rymer's request to move forward with his case, and the judge has demanded Jay-Z respond to the paternity lawsuit by July 18th. Number Jay-Z. Is this why he was trending the other day? I don't know. To God be the glory." It was a straight-up bomb drop, and fans couldn't believe she actually went there. But here's where it gets really wild. Beyoncé's alleged move to get Nicki blackballed isn't just because of the non-stop attacks on Jay-Z. No. Word is the final straw came when Nicki dragged Beyoncé and Jay's kids into the mix during her messy back and forth with Cardi B. This whole thing was wild, because Jay-Z wasn't even involved. Nicki came for him, Beyoncé and their kids completely unprovoked, and people couldn't believe how low she went. It all started after Cardi B made a heated post online, calling Nicki out directly. Cardi tweeted, "You said you were gonna kick my child's gums back in. Didn't you say you was in New York this past week? Now where the F you at? Cause today gonna be the day I go to jail." Cardi wasn't playing. She was ready to throw hands for real. Instead of cooling down, Nicki doubled down and fired back with a nasty response that dragged everyone into the drama. She wrote, "Camel and Rat, we are not fazed by botted tweets and bots in the comments. That's precisely why you broke. Now Desiree got fillers since I said she ugly, now she uglier. Oh girl Camel, let's talk about your kids today, that's on the docket." Like what? Nicki basically brought up Beyoncé and Jay-Z out of nowhere, calling Jay Camel and talking about the Carter's kids for no reason. That right there was the moment people say Beyoncé had enough. Folks online started whispering that this was the reason Queen Bey finally decided to teach Nicki a quiet lesson behind the scenes. One fan even wrote, "I said it once and I'll say it again, Beyoncé about to attack them pockets in a sneak attack. Nicki better stop playing. The Barbs might be crazy, but they not the hive." Another person added, "Nicki Minaj, whatever issue you got with Jay-Z, keep it that way. Watch your mouth about Beyoncé and her kids. She's the real queen you want to be." So now the big question is, does Nicki really deserve the storm that's allegedly coming her way from the Carters? Because if Beyoncé's really pulling strings behind the scenes, this could be a career-ending kind of payback. People are already whispering that certain brands, playlists, and even award committees are starting to distance themselves. And that's no coincidence. After dragging their names, disrespecting Jay, and crossing the line with their kids, Nicki might have just written her own downfall. Some fans say she brought this energy on herself, while others think she's being unfairly targeted by one of the most powerful couples in the game. But what do you think? Does Nicki deserve whatever lashings the Carters are about to hand out? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to click here to catch the next messy bombshell.